think about the corrupt state of boxing?
Yeah, it's one of the most corrupt businesses in the world. Lots of sharks, lots of people who don't care about their business reputation. They can get away with things in other businesses that
if you're
normally
a thief in
can't.
boxing, you have a good reputation. That's how it works.
Yeah, no, and so many fighters are taken advantage of when they're young, signing to these like 10, 15 fight deals.
Are there famous like sharks out there that we need to be worried about? Or
yeah,
you want to save?
That's how they attract the fighters, by being famous.
Yeah,
you see Don with all the hate. I want to be associated with that.
Yeah, they want to get in the same rooms with these people. And the thing is, the reason why I'm shaking up the game so much is because I don't need the money from promotion.
The much-anticipated bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul on July 2nd, 2024, wasn't just about the clash of eras. It was shrouded in controversy even before the opening bell. In a shocking turn of events, Tyson himself threw a grenade into the media firestorm, accusing Jake Paul of attempted bribery. Tyson, in his signature blunt style, alleged during a post-fight interview that Paul offered him a staggering sum, a rumored $100 million, to take a dive in the fight. This accusation sent shockwaves through the combat sports world. Let's delve deeper into why this ignited such a firestorm. Mike Tyson, a legendary figure in the world of boxing, faced an unexpected proposition from Jakey Paul's camp, a staggering $100 million offer to lose intentionally in their upcoming bout. Despite the allure of financial security and the opportunity to secure his family's future, Tyson struggled with the moral implications of such a decision. As Tyson continued to grapple with the proposition, he found himself caught in a moral quandary. The weight of his decision hung heavily upon him, threatening to overshadow his storied career and tarnish his hard-earned reputation. "I'm not just a fighter, I'm a symbol," Tyson remarked to his inner circle, his voice tinged with uncertainty. "What does it say about me if I throw it all away for a paycheck?" Tyson was in a tough spot. $100 million to throw a fight against Jake Paul. That's enough money to change anyone's life, you know? But at what cost? That's what kept him up at night, tossing and turning, wrestling with his conscience. He knew Jake had been knocking out his opponents left and right in the first round. The guy hits hard, no doubt about it. But Tyson also knew Jake didn't have the stamina for a long fight. So, the plan was simple. Let Jake come out swinging, tire himself out, and then take a dive when the time was right. Tyson, being the seasoned fighter he is, knew how to make it look convincing without taking any real damage. A well-timed punch, a stumble, and then down for the count. It's all about the theatrics, you know. But even as he trained for the fight, a part of him felt like he was betraying everything he stood for. "I've always prided myself on being a warrior," he'd say to his trainers. "But sometimes, even warriors have to lay down their swords." As the fight drew closer, Tyson put on a brave face for the cameras. He talked the talk, hyping up the showdown with Jake, but deep down, he knew what was coming. "I've faced tough opponents before," he'd say in interviews, "but this is different. This is a battle for my soul."
The aftermath of the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight had the boxing world shook. Tyson, torn between honor and $100 offer to throw the fight, filed a lawsuit seeking $500 million plus in damages. Now Tyson's on a mission. Train harder than ever, seeking redemption and vowing to reclaim his legacy. With each punch, he's fueled by a burning desire to set things right and protect the integrity of the sport he loves. No more games, no more excuses. It's time to settle the score in the rematch. Stay tuned as the baddest man on the planet prepares to show the world that he's still got what it takes to dominate the ring.
The fallout from the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight rocked the boxing world to its core. With Mike Tyson caught between a moral dilemma and a jaw-dropping $100 million offer to throw the fight, the drama reached new heights. Tyson's decision to file a lawsuit seeking over $500 million sent shockwaves through the sport, signaling a battle of epic proportions ahead. But Tyson isn't backing down. He's hitting the game harder than ever, fueled by a relentless determination to set things right and reclaim his legacy. Each punch thrown is a statement, a declaration of his unwavering commitment to the sport's integrity. It's more than just a fight. It's a quest for redemption. A journey to prove that he's still the baddest man on the planet.
The aftermath of the fixed fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul sent shockwaves through the boxing world. While Tyson had initially gone along with the plan, the weight of his decision began to gnaw at him like a persistent itch he couldn't scratch. As he watched Jake Paul celebrate his victory, a sense of betrayal simmered beneath the surface, fueling a fire that would soon erupt into a legal battle of epic proportions. "It's not just about the money," Tyson declared in a press conference shortly after the fight. "It's about honor, it's about integrity. Jake Paul thought he could buy me off, but he was wrong. Dead wrong." With the ink barely dry on the contract, Tyson wasted no time in filing a lawsuit against Jake Paul, seeking damages in excess of $500 million. It was a bold move, one that sent shockwaves through the boxing world and put Jake Paul firmly on notice. "I'm not going down without a fight," Tyson declared, his voice tinged with steely determination. "Jake Paul might think he's untouchable, but he's got another thing coming. I'm coming for him, and I'm not holding anything back." With the lawsuit pending, Tyson threw himself into training with a renewed sense of purpose. Every punch, every grueling workout was a reminder of what was at stake. He knew he had to be better, faster, stronger if he was going to stand a chance against Jake Paul in the ring. "I've never trained harder in my life," Tyson remarked to his trainers, his breath coming in ragged gasps as he pushed himself to the limit. "This isn't just about winning a fight. It's about redemption. It's about proving to the world that I'm still the champ." As the days turned into weeks, Tyson's training regimen became increasingly intense. He sparred with the best of them, honing his skills to razor-sharp precision. Every punch he threw was imbued with a sense of purpose, a burning desire to set things right. "I'm not just fighting for myself," Tyson would say to anyone who would listen. "I'm fighting for every kid out there who dreams of stepping into the ring one day. I won't let Jake Paul tarnish the sport I love." And so, as the date of the rematch drew nearer, Tyson found himself more focused, more determined than ever before. He knew that this fight wasn't just about settling a score. It was about reclaiming his legacy, proving once and for all that he was still the baddest man on the planet. "I'm coming for you, Jake," Tyson declared, his voice carrying the weight of 1,000 battles. "And this time, there's no running, no hiding. It's just you and me, mano a mano. Let's see who's standing when the dust settles."
Jake Paul is broke after he put all of his money in crypto. On a recent episode of the Impulsive podcast, co-hosts Mike and George were talking about how Jake made over $40 million last year from boxing. Logan quickly jumped in to talk about how he'd put all of his money in crypto and now he was broke. Jake Paul recently went on a Twitter rant where he was basically blaming Joe Biden for inflation, high gas prices, and even the crypto bear market. He stated that you are an American problem if you don't regret voting for Biden. Do you think Jake really lost all of his money? And how hard will it be for him to get it back?
The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has sued internet personality Jake Paul over his alleged illegal promotion of cryptocurrencies tied to Justin Sun. The SEC claims that Paul illegally touted cryptocurrencies TRX without disclosing that he was being paid to do so. Paul settled the charges. This is not the first time that Paul's crypto activities have come under scrutiny. He was previously sued in February for allegedly participating in a pump and dump scheme run by SafeMoon. The SEC also sued Justin Sun for market manipulation and alleged that TRX and BTT were both unregistered securities. What do you guys think about it? Follow NFT Premier for more updates.
The saga between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul continues to spiral into a vortex of controversy. The accusations of a bribe to throw the first fight have morphed into something far more sinister. Deeper questions about Paul's involvement in cryptocurrency scams and suspicions of fixed fights in his past threaten to dismantle the image he's so meticulously crafted. But the tide of public opinion isn't solely driven by Tyson's accusations. Investigative journalists have unearthed a trail of disgruntled former sparring partners claiming suspicious fight outcomes in Paul's early career. These fighters, many unknown and underpaid, allege they were pressured to take dives or received suspiciously large payouts for uncharacteristically poor performances. The growing chorus of accusations has boxing purists up in arms. "This isn't just about protecting the legacy of the sport," remarked a veteran boxing commentator during a heated on-air debate. "It's about protecting the health and safety of young fighters. These fixed fights could have serious consequences, both physical and psychological, for these guys who are just trying to make a name for themselves." Meanwhile, Paul's social media empire, once a seemingly impenetrable fortress, begins to show cracks. Sponsors, wary of being associated with the mounting controversy, are quietly distancing themselves. Influencers, previously eager to be seen collaborating with Paul, are now tight-lipped. The carefully curated image of the invincible internet star is starting to crumble. Undeterred, Paul maintains his innocence through a barrage of social media posts. He calls the accusations a witch hunt, orchestrated by jealous has-beens like Tyson, and dismisses the disgruntled fighters as disgruntled losers. However, the lack of concrete denials regarding the cryptocurrency schemes and the growing mountain of evidence against him in the fixed fight allegations are starting to ring hollow with the public. "It's a damn shame," Tyson rumbled in a recent interview, his voice still carrying the menace of his prime fighting days. "This kid, Jake Paul, he's supposed to be the future of boxing, but all he's doing is tarnishing the sport. Stealing from people with these crypto scams, then manipulating fights. That ain't right." Reports of Paul's involvement in pump-and-dump cryptocurrency schemes have sent shockwaves through the financial world. Regulators are now investigating potential violations, with experts issuing stark warnings about the manipulative tactics used to lure unsuspecting investors. This adds a layer of ugliness to Paul's persona, painting him as a self-serving personality more interested in quick cash grabs than legitimate competition. But the controversy doesn't end there. Whispers of fixed fights in Paul's past career are now a deafening roar. Boxing analysts dissect inconsistencies in judging, questionable knockouts, and unusual betting patterns in previous bouts. These suspicions cast a long shadow over Paul's undefeated record, raising doubts about whether his victories are a product of genuine skill or carefully choreographed theatrics. The once celebrated internet star now finds himself accused of manipulating the very sport that propelled him to fame. Fixed fights? "In my era, that kind of stuff would get you banned for life," Tyson said, shaking his head. "Boxing is about respect, about testing yourself against the best. This Paul character, he's turning it into a cheap reality show." As Paul's reputation crumbles, major sponsors are scrambling to distance themselves. Brands associated with integrity and fair play are wary of being linked to the mounting controversy. This financial pressure could be a significant blow to Paul's carefully curated online persona. He built his empire on social media hype, but with sponsors fleeing, cracks are starting to show in his carefully constructed facade. Legendary figures like Mike Tyson have become vocal critics of Paul's influence. Their condemnation resonates with boxing purists who fear the sport they cherish is being hijacked by celebrity and theatrics rather than athletic merit. This growing backlash could alienate core fight fans and tarnish the sport's image. What was once seen as a fun novelty, a YouTube star stepping into the ring with a legend, now threatens the very foundation of professional boxing. In a fiery rebuttal posted across his various social media platforms, Jake Paul took aim at Mike Tyson's accusations. Gone was the facade of nonchalance. Paul unleashed a barrage of tweets laced with sarcasm and a hint of desperation. Iron Mike over here talking about crypto? The man spent his fortune on pigeons and tigers, Paul quipped in one tweet, referencing a well-known anecdote from Tyson's past. Another tweet read, "Crypto is the future, champ. Maybe if you spent less time with prehistoric pets and more time learning about NFTs, you wouldn't be broke.